Okay, I want to start things off with saying this is going to be a spoiler-filled video. I'm going to give my thoughts on episode 1 of Picard, and it's going to be full of spoilers. So if you are planning on watching this, you might want to click off the video and come back after you've already watched the chapter. So I just want to get that out of the way. Some people get a little upset about that, so I'm putting it right at the start. Right at the start. I also want to say some people might not like my opinions, but, it is what it is, and that's why I'm here, is to give my opinion. And I didn't think the first chapter was that bad. Now, I also want to point out that this is only the first episode of the series. We got a long ways to go. This show could still turn into trash. And, I guess there was Reddit leaks on this. I'm not going to look at them because I actually want to go into this as open-minded as possible. I want to be fair with it. And I also want to point out, I never watched Discovery. I hear Discovery's bad. And the clips that I've seen of that show point to it being absolute trash. But as far as Picard goes, I didn't hate it. I'm not a hardcore Star Trek fan. I'm pretty casual. I like the movies a lot. I've probably seen all of the Shatner and Stewart movies hundreds of times. I really like OG Star Trek. And I like Star Trek The Next Generation a lot. I also like Deep Space Nine. That's really where it ends for me. I didn't like Voyager. I didn't like, just Enterprise. I didn't really like that show. I've never watched Discovery, but I've watched a lot of clips and I've read a lot of stuff about that series. Doesn't look like something I would really be into. But this show, so far, I did like. Now, there's a little bit of wokeness in here, but the thing with it is I didn't think it was beating me over the head. So obviously, Romulans are refugees. That's kind of pointing out to me that they're trying to do a parallel to, what's going on. That's the Brexit stuff, keeping them out. The Federation lost its way. They weren't going to help the Romulans. They're going to just leave them to die instead of bringing them over there. That was obviously a call to, the people with TDS and Brexit stuff. And then there was the whole Android thing. So this I didn't think was very good at all. This was a big criticism, I thought. So you had the androids. Apparently they attacked Mars and Mars is still burning. And this caused Starfleet to ban synthetics. That really was strange to me. Why would Starfleet ban synthetics over one attack? That was kind of stupid. That's not really Star Trek to me. But at the end of the day, I didn't think the show was terrible. Is Picard going to find out what's going on? He wants to solve a mystery. I thought Patrick Stewart did an excellent job. How can you criticize Patrick Stewart? The guy is probably one of the best actors there are. Now, his opinions on things I disagree with. And if this show turns into some kind of trash fire, I'm not going to be shocked. But I don't want to sit here and say that the series is going to be absolutely terrible based off of one chapter. All right, so, you look at it like comic books. Okay, and this happens, if you read Marvel comic books, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the bait and switch. So there'll be 3 issues, the first 3 issues, and they'll be pretty solid. And then issue 4 will be kind of shaky. And then issue 5, the agenda is revealed. So it's too early for me to declare this show trash. Based off the first chapter, I liked it. I liked the whole thing with the Romulans. I thought that was pretty interesting. They've got Borg technology. I'd like to see where that's going to go. And then the whole thing with Data's daughter. I remember in Next Generation, he built one. I was originally thinking that's who that was her restored or something, and that got thrown off. I'm interested to see, how that happened. I guess it was his brain got cloned off of one piece of his neural net or something. That was kind of stupid and odd. Like, how did they get it? Because he blew up in Nemesis. Like, didn't he, explode? So I'm wondering where that came from. maybe from B4, but B4 it looks like broke down because he couldn't handle Data's neural net. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But there was enough mystery there that I was kind of intrigued to see where it goes. And I really like Picard, and I like these characters, and I'm just hoping. Maybe I'm sitting here optimistic, hoping that it'll be good. I understand that Kurtzman is garbage. Hopefully, this show will turn out okay. There was stuff that I would like to see the answers to. A lot of people are calling, from some of the spoiler-free parts of videos that I watched, were calling, her name is, I think, Daj. That's the name of daughter. Apparently Data drew her 20 years ago or 30 years ago or whenever it was. A lot of people are calling her Mary Sue. I don't know if I would call her Mary Sue because she's an android. Androids are obviously super skilled and super powerful. Now, she also got killed. She died in the episode. Well, one of them. The second one's still alive. So I don't know if I'm willing to do that. When you give reasons for them to be badasses like that, it kind of makes sense. Like, so think of like with the Mandalorian, Cara Dune, big woman. Obviously, she was set up as a shock trooper. I don't really have a problem with her being a badass. She doesn't qualify so much as a Mary Sue to me, and I just really wasn't seeing that. I mean, Mary Sues don't die. She got killed. She got messed up because that Romulan spat acid at that gun and blew it up, and that destroyed her. So, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I'm sure that the comments on this video are going to be pretty hostile. But like I said, I'm a casual fan. Like, I'm not a hardcore Star Trek fan. I enjoy the stuff, but I don't live or die by, a lot of the stuff going on or the themes or what is or what isn't Star Trek. For me, it's just, am I going to sit down and am I going to enjoy it? Like the very first J.J. Abrams Star Trek, I liked that movie. The second one, not so much. The third one, it was meh. I didn't hate the third one. J.J. Abrams just executive produced that one from what I understand. But I didn't think that one was terrible, but I didn't think it was good either. It was meh. But the first one I thought was okay. I think that one was all right. So, I mean, that's like the level that I'm talking about here. I'm not a hardcore Star Trek fan, but as a casual fan, I liked what that first chapter had to say. Like, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I could be wrong. By the fourth chapter, it could turn into a pile of dog shit. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to lie and say I hated it when I didn't. And that's one thing I'll never do. I'm not going to lie about how I feel about something. If I did like it, I'm going to say I liked it. And that's just my thoughts on it. I didn't think it was terrible. I thought it was all right. But like I said, we'll see where it goes. This is only the first episode. I'm not going to sit here and say that the series is a trash fire when there's a whole lot more to go, and I didn't mind how they set it up. We'll see what happens. So far, the Metacritic score is sitting on a 77 based on 20. We go over to Rotten Tomatoes. Of course, critics are liking it. I'm not really surprised there. Some of the themes they like, they can write really biasly political articles on it. We'll see what happens. 76% average audience score. That's a little surprising. Now, the audience score is really all I care about when it comes to Rotten Tomatoes. They'll pull a lot of stuff. We can go through and we can look and see. A lot of the comments appear to be real. I'm not seeing, so like if you go and look at the Rise of Skywalker reviews, it's literally like, love the movie, great ending, this is the best, and they're 5 stars. Like, these are pretty fully written. A lot of mixed reviews, a lot of people giving a meh, a lot of people giving it, high stars, low stars, but the overall majority are thinking it's okay. That's why it's sitting at 76%. I looked through this a little bit. I'm not seeing too much shenanigans going on with the audience score over at Rotten Tomatoes, which is nice to see. I like when you can go there and actually get a real feeling for how people feel about the show compared to stuff like Rise of Skywalker. I don't think CBS has enough money to pay Rotten Tomatoes to shake things up. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see what happens. I got to say, though, based on that first chapter, I'm a little more optimistic for the show than I was 2 weeks ago when we were hearing about, it's Brexit, Trump and all this stuff. Like, I think maybe Stewart was just kind of being passionate at the interview. We'll see what happens. But like I said, so there's some stuff that's there for sure. But the thing with me is, do they beat you over the head with it? If they beat you over the head with it, I have a problem with that. I didn't really feel like this beat me over the head with anything. And to me, that's not so bad. We'll see. I would say the show is a decent 6 out of 10, maybe 6.5 out of 10. There are a couple dumb things that stopped me from giving it a 7 or an 8. But I want to sit at a 6.5 on it for a couple of reasons. One, this is only the first episode. I want to see where it goes. And I don't want to give it a really good score because this could have been, this can easily change down the road. But as far as where things are right now, I'm not hating it. And I'm hoping it's good. Because I got to be honest, I would like a good Picard show. I really like The Next Generation. I like those characters. And I'd rather this be good than bad. Just like how with The Mandalorian. I'm glad that was good because at the end of the day, I would like some good Star Wars content because I love Star Wars. I don't love Star Trek, but I like Star Trek. I'd like to watch good Star Trek. I think that, I really like space and sci-fi. And if you can give me a good show, I'm happy. So we'll see what happens. But, if you disagree with me, that's fine. I totally respect your opinion. If you disagree with me, go ahead and tell me why you hate it. If you like it, tell me why you like it. I'd like to see some debating on it because I'm sure this video is not going to be my most well received. But like I said, I'm not going to lie about it. And anybody that doesn't like this series, that's your prerogative. I don't disagree with you. Everyone sees things different. All I'm doing is offering my opinion on it. So anyway, that is pretty much it. Give me your comments. Tell me what you thought about the show, if you liked it or you hated it. I'd like to hear what you have to say. And also throw a like up if you would. I'd really appreciate that. Also, share the video. That helps immensely. Subscribe if you're new. Or make sure you're still subscribed if you've already subscribed. That's important as well. And that's pretty much it. Make sure you hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.